Hey everybody, Angelique here, corporatecrunchy.com, where I love to talk about reselling, consignment, thrifting, and conscious fashion. In today's video, I would like to talk about eco-friendly shipping practices. So when I first started as a reseller and really started thrifting full time, is really when I started getting into learning more about just how to be a more eco-friendly consumer. And one of the things that I was concerned about as a reseller was, am I doing anything that's harming the environment? So I did a bunch of research, and while I don't claim to know everything, I have discovered some really great eco-friendly shipping practices that if you're concerned about the environment and concerned about eco-friendly shipping, then you'll want to check them. Okay, so first and foremost, one of the things that we can all do that's really easy is to reuse any shipping supplies that we get. So I know y'all have Amazon boxes, Amazon envelopes, anything that you may have ordered. Save those mailers, the poly mailers, the bubble mailers, the boxes. If you're a reseller like me, I know you've probably got a pile in the corner like I do. So hang on to those, reuse them. That's one of the great things you can do is just reuse them over and over again. But if you don't have quite enough and you need your own supply of eco-friendly mailing options, there are some options for you. So one of the products that I love is from Eco Enclose, and this is their 100% recycled poly mailers. Now, you may be asking yourself, should I get a compostable poly mailer? Should I get, or a compostable mailer, or should I get a recycled plastic mailer? Interestingly, Eco Enclose, their policy is not to offer compostable. They prefer to offer recycled mailers. And the reason being, because I reached out to them to ask about this, the reason being is because they have found in their research that it actually uses less carbon to use recycled plastic than it is to create compostable packaging and then have it be composted later on. I'm going to link to a blog post that I wrote about this topic a few months ago, and there's the full quote from them. You can check it out because they can explain it much better than I can. But anyway, I love the Eco Enclose mailers. You can get other recycled mailers. This is a larger size that I got from Amazon, and I apologize, I don't recall the name of it because it's not on here, but I can also provide a link to that below and you can check those out. Let's talk about how we package our products in our inventory and how we send them off to our customers before we put them in the mailer. So I used to have a very loose inventory system, as probably a lot of us when we first started. I had things stored in bins by category, but as I grew, that became kind of unmanageable. So what I started doing was putting items in plastic and then putting an inventory number on it and keeping it in bins, and that way I could stay much more organized. But I was concerned about plastic, right? We know that plastic takes 500 years, something like that, to break down, which means every piece of plastic ever made still exists. So just let that bake your noodle for a while, which is why I use the Eco Enclose recycled plastic. This is not virgin plastic, meaning this was not made brand new from petroleum. This is made from recycled existing plastic materials. So anyway, that's one of the things that you can do is use recycled plastic. A lot of customers really expect to have their items well protected when they send it. Another thing you can do, I heard another reseller, she didn't like using plastic, and so what she would do is she would, just kind of disclose in her listings that in order to reduce the amount of plastic, I don't send in plastic. If you live somewhere where there's a lot of inclement weather and you're concerned, let me know and I will add plastic to your order. Okay, so one other thing, let's talk about tape. So most tape is made from plastic. However, companies like Eco Enclose, and there are others, who make different types of plastic. So this is sellotape. It is compostable. And this is paper self-adhesive tape. There's also tape that you can moisten and stick. I really like this one on cardboard boxes. It does stick very well and, really keeps things shut. Unfortunately, the sellotape I've not had great luck with. I would only recommend it on maybe very small packages. I used it on a very large package. I was sending out a gorgeous Tom Ford leather jacket and I put a ton of tape on it. And fortunately, it did arrive in one piece, but the box did not. And the buyer actually sent me a video of what the box looked like when he got it. And this tape did not do a great job keeping the box together. So just be forewarned there. By the way, in addition to Eco Enclosed, there are other companies who offer great packaging products, either compostable or recycled. No Issue is another one. I'll put a link to them down below as well. Oh, and then when it comes to cardboard, so we love to get free boxes from USPS. All those boxes are recyclable. And in fact, even if there's tape on them, usually that gets removed during the recycling process. So don't worry too much about using tape on those if you're worried about them being able to be recycled, because they can recycle them. Okay, one last thing I want to mention when it comes to being eco-friendly in shipping is around printing labels. So we have to put shipping labels on our packages. For a long time, I used just my regular old desktop printer that I had forever. And, with those cartridges that you have to put in or replace. And there are some places you can take them to recycle those cartridges, but let's face it, most of us probably just toss them in the trash. That's not super eco-friendly. So I went ahead and purchased a Rollo printer. I love it. It works great. You can even purchase compostable labels. There's a company called Eco Packables, and they create compostable labels so that if you want your customers to be able to kind of compost those labels. So those are just a few tips. I did put together a buying guide with links to all of the products that I researched and recommend. So if you go down below and find the link for the Reseller's Guide to Eco-Friendly Shipping, I'll send you a free copy of that buying guide. So I hope you enjoyed this week's video. Thanks so much for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe and leave a comment and let me know what you think. Thanks.